Hello, everyone, and welcome to Story with Hala 32. I'm so glad to be here with you this week. This week's Story with Hala, today is actually St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone! St. Patrick's Day is an Irish celebration, an Irish celebration that people from Irish. I'm not sure what the name of the country is. I think it's Irish. I should know this, but Ireland. People from Ireland celebrate this holiday, St. Patrick's Day, and they believe that today is a lucky day for everyone. So happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you all have had a very lucky day this St. Patrick's Day. So I have planned out to read a St. Patrick's Day book, which I'm very excited to share with you. It's just a nice little book that I thought was pretty funny and pretty nice. I don't want to say poem, but it's sort of these little sentences on each page. It's just a fun little book, not too complex or complicated. I find it just a very funny and fun little book to read on St. Patrick's Day. So that is what we are going to be reading for St. Patrick's Day. So before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support again. I love seeing your comments. I love whenever we're in the middle of a story. When I'm doing the craft, I love seeing there's a comment section over here so that I can see your comments, and I love seeing them all pop up in front of me, and I love reading them all. So thank you so much. And again, I can't believe we're at Story with Hala 32. It's crazy because we started in June 2020. Now we're already in March. I feel like 2020 and 2021 are already passed so fast. Like we're already almost in April. It's crazy. So thank you so much to everyone who's been there since day one of my story. I might not be world famous, but I mean it's so much fun doing this show every week with you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so this week's quote is, "A good friend is like a four-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have." So this quote made me think about how much you should be grateful for your friends. Friends are like your family. They're not just your friends. And it's really hard. It's actually hard to find friends who really understand you, you know? Friends that are actually friends, you know? Friends. Friends, I believe that friends aren't people who you just talked with for like 5-10 minutes, and you maybe like a friend's friend. I don't think that's a friend. I think a friend is a person who understands you, who will always be there for you, and always understands where you're coming from, and will never make fun of your feelings, and will never not have your back. They'll always be there for you no matter what. So today, say thank you to one of your closest friends, or just maybe some friends that you haven't said hi to in a long time. Check in on your friends today. Make sure they're doing okay, and who knows, maybe you could bring back a long-lost friend, a really old friend who you haven't seen in a long time. So check in on your friends today. So now we're going to move on to our book, which is How to Catch a Leprechaun by Adam Wallace. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. And pictures by Andy Elkerton. So I'm going to share my screen now. And again, I'm using Epic to read. So here is the book.
Leprechaun.
Excuse me, I did not mean to do that. Okay. So
Leprechaun.
again, trying to turn the page. Okay, there we go. The night is dark. The streets are quiet. St. Patrick's Day is near. I tap my hammer so you'll know the leprechaun is here. I'll pull out all your laces, put glitter in your hair, and when you walk around, you'll see my gold coins everywhere. You'll never catch me in your trap, but yes, I'll make a scene. I'll turn the whole place upside down. Your toilet will be green. House number 1. I'm going in. Really? That's your trap? I'm in and out without a doubt. That one was a snap. And now I think it's getting worse. A shoebox on a stick? I'll dance a jig and escape. We leprechauns are quick. Another house. I fixed your shoes. They really were quite smelly. I'll eat the nuts you left as bait and leave with a full belly. Another fun thing about this book is that you can kind of try to spot the leprechaun around the corners of the books, or in the middle, try to spot the leprechaun. And now you're talking. Look at this. It's dandelion tea, but I'm too speedy for your trap. This tea is mine for free. So the leprechaun is right here on this page. I know you want my pot of gold. That iron cage was clever, but I've been alive 200 years. You won't catch me, ever. On some pages, I don't think the leprechaun is really there, but most of them, he is there. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Now you're getting fancy, but I'll escape with twinkle toes. It's a fancy pantsy dance. It seems to me an engineer has helped with this design. Too bad this little leprechaun is going to be just fine. Your entire house is one big trap from the ceiling to the floor. Nice try indeed, but soon enough I'll stroll right out of the door. Something I thought was funny is that there's a little sign over here that says totally safe place for leprechauns. So I think that's pretty funny. The leprechaun be gone 3000 TM gave me quite a scare, but without a 4-leaf clover, I won't be caught in there. So I thought it was pretty funny that to put TM. I just wanted to point that out. That's the symbol for, like, I'm pretty sure it's a symbol companies put on when they want to, like, I'm not sure exactly what it's for, but I think it's one of those symbols like that R with a little circle around it. It's one of those symbols the companies use to, like, show that it's a company. I'm not sure exactly what this stands for, but I know it's something that a lot of companies use, or just big brands. You'll never catch this leprechaun. Impossible, that's a fact, unless one day a brilliant child designs the perfect trap. But who will that child be? Oh well, better luck next year. So that is the end of this book. As you can see, it's just a nice small little book with rhymes in it. I thought it was just a funny and fun little book to read for St. Patrick's Day, and I hope you all enjoyed this week's story. So, also I think I might have figured out what that little the little R is, I think, for copyright maybe, and the TM, I think it's like some kind of like a some kind of like trademark or something. And the C is for copyright, actually. I'm not sure what the R is for. There's just all these little symbols that big companies use. It confuses me. But oh well. All right, so now we're going to be doing a craft, which I'm very excited about. It dawned on me that I should have probably done a St. Patrick's Day craft, but instead I did just a simple craft that I found on Facebook. I thought it was just a fun little craft to do, and it just dawned on me that I probably should have done a St. Patrick's Day craft. But I think you'll enjoy this one a lot more than any St. Patrick's Day craft, because I just love this one. So what you're going to need is some construction paper of any kind. The color I used was purple. And oof, don't look at that. That's a sneak peek. You're just going to need, usually construction paper is in a big rectangle. So you're just going to cut half of the construction paper, and it should look like this, or maybe a little bit less than half. It should look around like this. I'm going to put my palms here, my hands here, just to kind of give you an idea of how big this should be, because you might not really know how big it is over camera. But yeah, and you're also going to need, so from what I did, I picked purple because it's a dark color and it'll make the rest of the craft pop. So if you want to do exactly what I did, just pick purple. You're going to need some purple construction paper and some green construction paper cut in strips. You're going to need 3 strips. And you're also going to need just some white printer paper. So now let's move on to the craft. So with the printer paper, you're going to need to cut a sort of, like as you can see here, I was sort of trying to cut my printer paper, just a little strip of it, of your printer paper with your, grab your scissors, and you're going to want to cut just one long strip of your printer paper. And then in that strip, you're going to have to cut that in half, and boom, you got yourself what's going to be our flower. So how you do the flowers is you're just going to take the little strip. Oh, also another thing is you're going to need some scissors and some glue. But that's pretty much it, I think. So yeah, moving back to the flowers. You're going to have to take your little strip and sort of fold it. Don't completely fold the top, or else it won't be sort of like a natural flowery kind of look. It'll be like straight and spick and span, and it's not going to be as flowy, I guess you could say. So just don't fold the top over here, and just you're just going to want to sort of do this and glue these two ends together. So I have my glue, fancy dancy clear Elmer's glue. And now we're just going to put just a little bit of a dot. You don't want to put too much so that the glue will spill everywhere and it won't stick properly. Just maybe one little blob of glue, and glue it together. And there. We have one petal of our flower. So I already made a bunch of these in advance. So I have all my petals. You're going to need 3 flowers. I made 2 of the flowers in advance because it's going to take me a really long time to do all of them. So, and I wanted this to be I want to show you how to do the first flower. I did 2 flowers and left one to show in front of you guys. So this is how your flower should look like. I did 2 different types of flowers. This one is more like straight, sort of like that. So you could do this, and this one is more like together. If you ask me, I prefer this one more than this one. You can kind of see the difference over here. I like this one better, but you can pick whatever one you think you like better. So now that we have our petals, you're going to need 3 petals. Now that we have our petals, you're going to grab your strip of green paper and you're going to fold just the top half down, just like this. Just so, kind of like a wonky, floppy flower kind of feel. So just a wonky, floppy flower, just like this, will do. So next, you're going to just glue first your 2 pieces together, your 2 petals together. Your first 2 petals, just like this. Again, just one little blob of glue. Don't put too much or else it won't stick properly. So just like this, like a little heart. Or if you're going with this, you could do just like a straight line. But if you want to go with something like this instead of this, again, I showed them, just do sort of a little wide heart like this. I'm saying this very much time, so just bear with me until we finish this craft. So for the next petal, you're just going to glue it right on the top like this. Another this. Our this count is at like 15, I think. I said this very many times, or a lot of times. English number 1. Okay, so now that we have our 3 petals and our little flower, our wonky paper flower, we're gonna grab our little stick, our little stem of paper, and we're gonna glue the flower over here in the wonky side. So if you want, you could glue it just like this so it goes down, but for me personally, I like it to pop up because it's going to look better with the rest of the craft, which I'll show you soon. So I'm just going to put, again, just a little bit of a glob, not too much. So I'm not sure if you could really see that, but just a little bit of a glob, just like that. Just a little water drop. I'm going to glue down the flower. And boom, it's as easy as that. You got your flower. Again, it may take maybe 15 minutes to do all 3 flowers because that's how long it took me, and especially to cut all the paper and stuff like that. It might take you a little bit longer than that. So overall, this whole craft takes maybe 25 minutes, something like that. but it is worth it because I love how this craft turned out. So it's just a simple and fun craft. So now that you have your 3 flowers, come on, your third flower. Okay, I think it's glued to the table. Now that you have your 3 lovely flowers, we're going to set those aside and we're going to start working on the construction paper. On the back of here, ta-da! I did this in advance too, but I'll show you how to do it. So we're going to be making a vase, and I think you can kind of tell where this is going. Just keep a little space inside the vase that rhymed to put your flowers inside. So just a little bit of a space in your vase. So now how you're going to do this is, again, you're just going to cut the little strips of paper. Do them a little thicker this time. And the way I did it was, and if you want, obviously you don't want to do just completely straight lines because you want the vase like sort of like a V kind of shape. And which actually I find is really cool because usually vases are in a V sort of shape like this. So I think that's pretty cool because V vase, you know? So moving on, you're just gonna take your printer paper and you're gonna cut sort of a V shape like this. You're gonna cut sort of a V shape off of your printer paper, and then you're gonna cut that V shape in little strips like this. So the strips, and make sure that your strips are in order, and then after that, you glue them on like this, just like that. So you kind of do this little, I'm not actually going to do this on because I already have enough of these little printer paper things. And so I'm just going to show you just like this. I'm following the camera right now. Just like this, and glue them on like that, and make sure to stick them on. Again, don't put too much glue, just a little bit of a water drop so you don't overdo it. So now that you have your base, again, make sure you put the little printer paper thingies in order. Now you're just gonna put your flowers inside. You can pick if you want to glue them in or not, but for me, I'm just not gonna glue them in because I like them to just kind of be natural there and flow around. So we're gonna put. It's nice to put your tallest flower or your biggest flower on the top. I'm gonna put my screen down a little bit here so you see what I'm doing. And as you can see now, you can tell why I chose a dark background so that the flowers and the vase could really pop, you know? So you just gotta put your last flower inside. Make sure they all fit, and it's nice to put your tallest flower at the top, sort of. And the 2 other ones, just really put them in there really short. So it kind of looks messy right now, and you could kind of play around with the flowers a little bit until you feel like they're all in the right position. Play around with the flowers a little bit, and boom, there. And I find this is actually a very good card idea. If you want to make a card for someone, this is a very good card idea. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty card to someone, and I found a good idea. If you want to write a message, you could write it either on the flowers, like if you want to write the names of people who you love, you could write the names of 3 people or more if you pick to make more flowers or less. You could write the names of the people you love on the flowers and a message to them on the strips of the vase. So that's why I love this craft so much. It's a very good card idea, and I find it very cute. So now, here's the big challenge, is you want to try to make the stems show. So try to play around with it a little bit. You don't want the flowers to stay around over here. Actually, on second thought, I might think to glue down these flowers, actually. You want to make the stem show so it won't all be like this. The flower is on the vase, and it's matching. And it would be a good idea if you could make the vase a different color of the flowers, actually, or the flowers a different color of the vase. So I'm going to do that next time I make this craft. So that's just a little tip for you. So that's how it should end up looking. Just a very fun, nice little craft, very simple and very cute, and a good card idea. So that is the end of our story with Hala 32. This book was very short. It wasn't one of those long moral books that I usually read, But it was just a fun little change, a fun little St. Patrick's Day, um, book, and a fun little change in the genre of stories, I guess you could say. So that is the end of Story with Hala 32. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I had so much fun being with you this week's Story with Hala and doing this fun flower paper craft with you. So I'm sure you would love, I'm sure you guys would love to do these crafts, I guess. I'm not sure that was the word I was looking for, but I hope you enjoyed this craft as much as I did, and I hope that you guys will try it out in the future and write down the names of who you love on the flowers. So this is also a nice craft to maybe hang up somewhere. It's just really simple, and if you want to go really detailed, of course you can always do that. There's always room for improvement, really. So if you want to go crazy and maybe make some more detailed petals, different types of petals, you can go ahead and do that. Maybe you want to make a different shape for the petals. I just left it like this because it was 3D. And just go crazy. I mean, there's always room for improvement. If you want to go make it more detailed, you can go make it more detailed. That's what I love about arts and crafts. There's no mistakes, just happy little accidents by Bob Ross. That's one of my favorite quotes. I think I've mentioned it in one of my other episodes. But yes, that is one of my favorite quotes. So thank you so much for joining me this week's Story with Hala 32. Make sure to come if you are new to my show. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday, 5 o'clock, to see me do my Story with Hala 33 next week, and continuing on with a story, a craft, and some new segments hopefully coming soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.